Good evening, everybody, and welcome to All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Champions League. We are in week 7 of what has been a very, very fun season, and we've got a heck of a match for you tonight. I am K-Fox, the mysterious disembodied voice, and right here with me is the producer and caster running the show, Uncle Zan. How are you
How's
doing tonight, Uncle?
Oh, I am wonderful tonight. We are getting ready for a wonderful matchup between two top tier teams here. 1NE versus Hydra. Going to be a very exciting matchup. What can you tell us about these teams as we look at the rosters here?
It's going to have a lot of playoff implications. After their very, very strong run recently, 1NE are leading the title race and are ranked number 4 in the overall power rankings. They've looked untouchable the past couple weeks. They have had issues with starting a bit slow, going to overtime with teams they arguably shouldn't be, but their coordination, their adaptability, their general sense of composure under pressure has been almost untouchable. It's been very, very hard to figure out a way to keep this team down, especially when you've got players like Senza or TBH Zeno keeping things under control. Hydra has lost 2 weeks in a row now, has been having a very hard time getting much momentum going, but they're not a team to underestimate. They are a team that's very easy to overlook, but keep in mind, last week they played against Reapers, another of the top teams with very talented players, especially Rob, and took them to 2 wins, forcing a reverse sweep. They had Reapers right on the edge of losing, and we've already seen a ton of upsets. I'm still not over Phoenix taking down Thunderbolts.
Yeah, that was quite the upset. I'm hoping to see that maybe Hydra can do something similar here, as they are definitely the underdog going into this matchup. But like you said last week, taking Reapers toe to toe in that matchup is going to be a very good, probably mental boost going into this uh, matchup here tonight. Maybe we take a look here at our match history before we get into anything too seriously here. Any matchups this week that are going to be really interesting for you looking forward?
I'm one of those inveterate Rocket League heads who would happily just watch X's and O's move around a pitch and call that the best match I've ever seen. But I know not everyone is quite like that. I'm very interested in seeing if this is going to be a bit of a wild one. HSA can arrest the downward climb they're on. Last week, they finally got their first win on the season. They're doing something right in terms of arresting their free fall. I'm very interested in seeing if they can reform into a winning shape and get some consistent results going. It's easy to say you're looking forward to the really great teams like Thunderbolts, 1NE, Bloom, Spacebound Cowboys. They're all going to have very fun matches, especially Bloom versus Twisted Isolation. But there's some real good Rocket League to be seen when someone's really trying to get out of the muck.
Absolutely. I'm definitely excited to see this Phoenix versus Tier 1 matchup going on.
Mhm.
Phoenix, one of those teams that for us has been one of the underdogs most of the season, but now finding a little bit of a footing maybe in their team and their roster. Not a normal thing that we see from them all the time, but they definitely had a great matchup last week. I believe that was against, is that Lag? Or was that HSA? I believe it was HSA. Um, but they matched up there and had a wonderful showing. So I'm definitely excited to see what they can accomplish this week as we head into our matchup tonight. Any specific predictions that you have going on for either 1NE or Hydra, what they're gonna need to pull out or what we're gonna see from either team?
1NE are a very defensive team. Between themselves, Zeno and Senza are some of the league leaders in saves, and also they have an incredibly strong attacking shape when they get those connected touches and upfield pressure, and they're very good at prying open a defense. Fakes, bumping people out of the way, creating midfield and upfield tension that is just causing positional collapse, honestly. And I'm very interested in seeing how Hydra is going to deal with that because they've had a really hard time with defense. Last time out, they conceded 12 goals and 46 shots on goal over the course of this series. And also, their shooting accuracy was just not very good. They were under 30% on shots on goal that series, which I know that's not the worst in the world, but against a team like this who can so rapidly take advantage of any shift in momentum, any mistake, and can just get upfield so fast with people like Zeno connecting for Az or Senza, especially with Senza's sheer consistency, Hydra's going to be needing to play out of their minds tonight.
Yeah, I agree. Hydra's going to definitely be the underdogs going into this one. They're going to have a little bit of a mountain to climb, as we say, in the scene. Maybe they've come out and really surprised us here. But, especially with last week, going the distance with Reapers, keeping it toe to toe and keeping it close. And that's one of the best teams here in the league. Rob from CSA, Shadow Dweller, and Drew the Jew, probably one of the best low rank pickups that we've seen here this season. So, I mean, at least arguably so. So it's, maybe some put some credit on their name. We'll have to see as we
Hmm
get
hmm
into it. But it does look like, here, Vox, our competitors are already here and ready for the pitch.
Yeah, it's looking like any moment now they're going to get ready to file on in. I can see them in the lobby, so it should be long, everybody in chat. Everyone putting their predictions in. Any moment now, we're going to have kickoff. I see them filing in now. Zeno, Az, Senza, Enigma, Junior, King Savage. We are underway. Welcome to match day.
Match day is upon us, folks, and don't sleep on it because this is the where the champions are made, as the name suggested.
Oh,
Champions League. Senza coming out early, securing a first blood for his team. 4 minutes and 53 seconds on the clock.
that is just absolutely absurd team synergy. As places a perfect pass off that wall right there, and King Savage is reacting incredibly slowly to it. I almost feel like he didn't expect the shot from Senza.
I don't think he was expecting much of anything there, but Senza
Oh!
now getting dunked out and Enigma scoring one to find the equalizer.
Coming off the ceiling like that, Senza tries to read it. That little flip in the air gets the air dribble bump, and also it causes a misread in the net, it looks like. He can't quite tell the path of the ball once it starts bouncing, and that gap is just, it feels like a mile away wide once it goes in.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting seeing Woke Tempo
Are you
not on the
serious?
field, but Junior showing why he's on the side of Hydra, coming out and getting himself one. Finds himself a nice little goal here in the early game.
I am very surprised to see just a wide open net left like that. 1NE have been feeling very confident coming into this, and they've warmed up a lot. They usually scrim a lot before they go into a match. They scrim for like an hour or two, and something in those scrims must have them feeling very fired up, because normally they don't have that kind of positional collapse. Usually there's somebody back.
Absolutely, but we'll see what can happen here as King Savage, one of our lower rated players, takes a stab at it. One down to Senza. Senza back out to the midfield. Enigma taking control, flicks it over one, and that might be a goal, but no, Zeno there on the goal line to save it away. Junior now trying to challenge early, gets a demo on King Savage, and that will still be a control of Hydra to kind of keep this control in their the other opponent's half of the map. It's a great play from them. I don't really understand how they're doing it because they've been one of the teams that struggles with maintaining that control, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, right now they are on a tear, and you're seeing these big midfield gaps left by 1NE, which is not usually like them. Az gets that long touch set up for Zeno, who's forced to double back. Senza screens, he gets the long clear. Is that going in? No, Junior's ready for it. Goes up high, misses the defender, takes it by him. There's two circling in on him. Junior loses the ball. Who's following up behind him? That's off the wall. Zeno goes for it, manages to send it right to a defender. Enigma wrestles him for it. Zeno's still in front of the ball. Can he win the 50? He does. Junior goes down, gets the scrap heap. Az gets an awkward touch off. That's heading for Senza, who tries to get it towards midfield. Junior's already waiting for it. Senza sends it up. They're feeling a bit of pressure right now with that infield pass to Az, who gets it sent long. That's going a little too high. Defender's able to swat it aside. They're really looking for gaps in this midfield and ways to fake out Hydra and get the defense stretched out so that there's an open lane to shoot through. But they've been having a surprisingly hard time doing that. I was talking about the upset factor.
Yeah, the upset factor is one of those things that just it really makes these teams nervous when you're going against a lower ranked team that just comes out and looks this dominant. It's got to shake the mental at least a little bit.
I love how Enigma fakes this out, and it goes high. Zeno goes for it. He tries to smack it. I'm not sure if he gets an awkward clear there or just misreads the path of the ball, but it drops straight down for a perfect shot in net. This is usually the kind of play 1NE does. I'm very surprised to see them falling for it. Zeno misses wide. Savage carrying it onward. His teammates double back. Junior's forced backward. That looked like a nasty bump. Shades of the New York... I almost said the New York Knicks. I'm sorry. They're playing tonight right now. I wanted to say the Vegas Golden Knights, actually, because of the Stanley Cup Finals. But, you know, maybe there's going to be a bit of fouling going on. Everyone in New York seems pretty hyped up about that.
Yeah, New York is definitely going to have their night tonight. We'll see how that affects the city after they maybe win that. I know that it's been a while since they've actually had a win, but now Hydra fighting for their own win. Looking very confident in this first game. 3-1 is the scoreline. If you're just tuning back in, King Savage with a odd pinch and Senza there to capitalize.
That's what they're looking for. See how the defense shatters a little here? Everyone goes way off to the left side of your screen. There's a wide open net for Senza after the defense has been drawn out like that, and that's what allows that kind of shot. That is one of the key cornerstones of 1NE's playstyle.
Yeah, genuinely well played from both of these teams, but Junior unfortunately not getting the touch that he wanted, and it heads to his own net, but Enigma secures one more for good measure, not willing to let them kind of fall to the wayside and lose their grip on the cliff.
You know, I'm starting to think maybe we should just get rid of the goalies and let this be a shootout.
Yeah, I don't think that that's a terribly bad idea, unfortunately. I think, maybe 1NE would have a little bit of a problem with that being 2-4 now. Their shots not landing quite as hard as the shots from Hydra here. Junior looking for a nice double, but not getting it. Senza now getting demoed and taken out of the play. No real chance for him to go for it, and 1NE is just left on the back foot yet again.
That was a beautiful demo, actually, the way it takes out Senza there, because you can see Senza trying to set to get that initial transition attack going and get a good setup on the Hydra net. If you take him out, that entire attack plan falls apart. So that was very good thinking forward. Look at this. He gets it to Zeno. Took a second to read the gamer tag there. I'm terribly sorry. And immediately Hydra rotates back and shuts off the infield passing lane. That is the kind of thing that 1NE likes to do, and that almost works out. Enigma tries to dribble it in. He does!
Wow, Enigma here with the control play all the way down the field. He takes the nice touch one, gets it around two, and Enigma, unfortunately, on the back foot yet again, just not positionally in the right space to be able to make that save. Going to cost them another goal on the scoreboard there and widening the score margin to 3 goals in 45 seconds. Not impossible, but I will say with shots like that from Junior, it might as well be.
Wow, the offense here is just something to be beheld. I'm not sure who put what in Hydra's Wheaties right now, but that awkward touch from Senza, that looks like a bad bumper placement, maybe a bit of hitbox weirdness. Hydra has been on something tonight. They have really taken the chance to be spoilers to heart. 2-4 on the season so far, but absolutely not playing like it.
Yeah, I mean, really, Hydra coming out here and showing us not any team in this league is to be counted out at any point in time. Junior kind of, well, we'll see the stats here at the end, but Junior, it seems, putting a bit of a team on his back and really just kind of hauling them forward. Enigma also putting up a good fight for MVP, but man, Junior gets another one down center there, and that's for King Savage, but saved away on the goal line. 10 seconds now, and that's pretty much all she wrote. Fortunately, we'll see them battle back maybe for a consolatory goal. Is that even a word?
Conciliatory?
Conciliatory? Consolatory?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that would be, but Hydra...
Consolation, conciliatory.
Hydra will take that one, unfortunately. They stole that one away very, very confidently. We'll take a look real quick at the stats. Brought to you by Carl. We love the man over the teams over at Carl, but man, Enigma and Junior both coming out with 754 and 674 on the scoreboard, respectively. King Savage still putting up a pretty good fight at 233, but it does look like Azen has just had a little bit of a hard time getting in the play there. Not sure what they're going to do to counteract that, but they're going to have to find some sort of answer in the second game.
Yeah, I'm very interested in seeing how they can break up this this offense a bit, 1NE, because that was, what, 11 shots overall with King Savage getting his first right there at the end. That was just incredible offensive pressure. It felt like 1NE could hardly play their game for a moment there. Junior gently dribbles a shot by a defender, can't quite get it in net. Senza waking up some of his defensive instincts. Zeno off the ceiling, drops the ball down. The follow-up touch misses. Junior loses it. Enigma's chasing it down. That almost looks like a midfield look, but the lane's closed shut tight. King Savage directing the ball towards the goal, not able to get it. Zeno makes the save.
Yeah, Junior here keeping up this pressure towards the blue side of the field and getting another demo on his way out, really just kind of trying to do everything here to get some sort of position for his team to get another one on the board, really not trying to concede first in the second game. It's Enigma now with the control play, around one, gets the 50, gets a nice little bump on the way out, and Junior finds the angle.
That was entirely that demo on the wall. Taking out Az right there prevents him from getting any good angle. That was the only defender anywhere near contesting that shot, and that's just a very hard shot to see because you would assume that would just bounce off the wall. Taking out Az right there was just perfect teamwork.
Yeah, Az not being able to kind of be there for his team is kind of the best case scenario there, but Enigma now trying to get one out to this to the middle of the field, but blocked away. Zeno now getting a little bit aggressive. Enigma getting one back in blood, and Junior now with the control play all the way down the field gets another. Wow, this is just a slaughter right now.
This would not be the first time we saw a team really get extremely physical to break up defensive formations and attacking chains and combined touches. That was something that Nameless has started bringing up. Ufin has been playing incredibly physically with them, and you just see Hydra bringing out demo after demo after demo after bump after demo right now. Zeno has an open lane. Two defenders come straight at him. He loses a 50. Junior gets another demo. That leaves Az fighting alone for a moment. He sends the ball airborne. Zeno's going for it. Loses it. There goes Senza. That's a long clear. There's no follow-up touch available because of the two-man commit.
Yeah, very unfortunate situation to be found in there. However, it's going to be Junior trying to put one on, but that's going to go off the top of the backboard. There's Senza now with an opportunity for a play, but that's going to go right off the wall and unfortunately just be thrown away. Does look like 1NE is just not finding the touches that they're looking for. They get there, and unfortunately the ball is just up in the air or bounced past them by the point that they get there. Junior now up in the air, sending one to the backboard. Zeno with the trying for the save, and Junior gets a clinical double.
Yeah, that is just textbook air dribbling. Strips it away from one defender. Zeno flat out whiffs it, and the second touch is right there, and then there's a demo just for good measure. Just a little while you're on the road anyway.
Yeah, just get one to go. You know, sometimes you eat a little too much at the restaurant, but you still want something for the way home. Get one to go. It's Enigma now trying to save his team from certain doom. It's the 1NE squad try to claw it back, and they do. They find the first goal to make their comeback.
Yeah, Senza gets the ball off the corner here. That is lost by Enigma, and that's just incredible awareness from Azen there, I think. He stays with the ball when he has that awkward touch, manages the second touch to send it in, and that is very good play awareness. Knowing that you can still make the play and get the touch, because a lot of people would feel tempted to abandon that shot.
Absolutely. Zeno now trying to get something for his team to get it started here. They're trying to mount the comeback of a century here. So they're only one goal down now, and that is very winnable for this 1NE squad. They've been known to come out of the gate rolling. However, they were a little stunted here. The gate had a little bit of a malfunction. They might have tripped and fallen a little bit in game one, but game two, they're here. They're ready to play, and they're definitely on their feet.
Senza looking for Az. Az whiffs it. That's heading towards the corner, heading towards all three of Hydra. Hydra's carrying it. Enigma looks for the infield pass. That's an open net. We are equal.
Senza finding the way to the net. That's exactly what he's, exactly what he's known for, quite frankly. Just finding the good angle and threading the needle, as you see right there, getting between two different defenders to skew that goal, and that brings them up to 2-2 at 134.
Something that has been a recurring theme with 1NE through the season is they tend to start a bit slow and drop games or drop overtimes to teams they maybe shouldn't on paper. And Senza and Az tend to have a bit of mental warm-up needed. They can end up finding themselves in a pretty negative spot and they start playing not like themselves and they need to warm up and get back into their own groove. So I kind of wonder if that's something that's been happening here.
Well, man, Rocket League is 99% a mental game, and people say that a lot of it is muscle memory, a lot of it is mechanics, but I would argue that the good majority of it is a good mental, and that's the key to success. As long as you are having fun and actually enjoying yourself, as Junior is purely just enjoying himself like he's in free play and takes it all the way to the goal.
Yeah, that takes two defenders going right at him and missing far too low to make a contest on that ball, and then no one is anywhere near challenging him as he crosses midfield. I have to imagine that 1NE was far too eager right there to close the door.
Yeah, they were having a little bit of probably a rough time here as they've been struggling to keep this lead that they got so early, but Az now joining the fray, getting one for himself, and sends them back to a tied state. 1NE now trying really hard to keep this close.
We're seeing this happen a lot this game, that both teams are getting very high offense in upfield and very high pressure on the opponent's attacking third, on the defensive third for their opponent. And then they're just leaving no one behind. And when you have someone like TBH Zeno, who has such a high mechanical ceiling and has played professional Rocket League matches before against high-level opponents, he is incredibly good at creating opportunities for his teammates, as you can see here. But TBH Zeno just a little off ball.
That one was really awkward because I saw Asin trying to go for the bump in the net there, but unfortunately nobody was home. Now nobody's home for 1NE, and Enigma gets a freebie.
See what I mean here? 1NE keeps committing all three of their cars upward. You have that third man just past midfield, and he goes for it. But because no one's rotating back, once they beat the one defender, it's just free.
Yeah, unfortunately, Asin being a little bit too close there. He was in the last quarter of Hydra's field there, trying to secure something, and fortunately gets caught in no man's land. Now Hydra secures a second match here, and that is definitely not the position we thought we would see them in, but it is the position that we will find them in. Hydra getting another one.
Coming into this week, 1NE were at the top of the playoff race, and I think they made the server go down for maintenance just now because they are just so rattled by having been at the top of the playoff race. So as I was saying, they were at the top of the playoff race, and Hydra were number 13. Hydra had lost 2 weeks in a row. 1NE had won every single match, I believe, since the first one. That was the only match they've lost, like their first of the season. I am really surprised, I have to admit, to see that 1NE are potentially on the verge of getting swept here.
Yeah, that's not a position that 1NE, I think, thought they'd see themselves in this week. I think they might have thought that this would be a little bit of an easy sweep, but now they're finding themselves in the position of being swept, which is not a position that any person wants to find themselves in. We'll see if they can claw it back, however. So we get this lobby back up. Unfortunately, the Rocket League gods working not in our favor today.
Maybe leagues should stop doing matches around this time of day, because it seems like around 9, 10, 11, the servers always go down for maintenance. After a certain point, it's just I'm not bad talking anyone in production. Everyone's doing their best. Everyone is lovely. But after a certain point, it's fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. But speaking of being fooled twice, as we start filing into the pitch, what do you think 1NE can adjust here to stay in the match?
Yeah, 1NE is going to have a difficult position to be in. 1NE is going to have to find a way to kind of keep their rotations moving around each other. They've had a bit of a struggle, committing just one, their last third person, a little too far forward and getting beat for it, which, unfortunately you can't be doing. And, I know they've been better than that in the past. Their rotations have always looked pretty good. Their chemistry has always looked really good. But unfortunately, they're finding themselves in a position where their rotations are just not looking as clean as they should be.
It's very surprising to see the rotational discipline starting to flag here because this is a very disciplined, consistent team with good chemistry. This is not 3 random silvers, you know? But I'm very interested in seeing who starts deviating from their game plan first because it felt like in that last game, we saw both teams doing that, committing everyone far too far forward and starting to abandon the backfield. Senza stops the early goal.
Man, what a...
And another one for good measure.
I know, he's just all over that backboard. Snags 2 for the price of 1. And that just looks like a good deal for them. Enigma now trying to do the same, sending that one out down the field. See if Zeno can get a piece of it. He does. Junior now back up early. Not eager to let them have any sort of leash here. Trying to keep it very close. It's Enigma pings one off the crossbar, but it just doesn't go in.
I want to see how well they manage their boost here because it feels like 1NE have all been having a hard time keeping boost up in this initial volley, and Junior just does a sickening job finding this angle right here. 2 defenders are present, and neither of them can make a good touch on that because it comes in so fast. It's such a hard to read angle. If you are in net like that, you almost literally cannot see that position in ball cam. You can barely even see it coming that way.
I genuinely would have believed that nobody on the side of 1NE would have been expecting that angle. That was such a wild shot coming out from Junior. Very underappreciated are the angles, but those, I'll say it once and I'll say it again. Placement over everything. As long as they can't reach it, you've confirmed a goal, and if you can get it on the farthest side from them, make it as hard as possible. Your shot options just went up 30,000%, but now Senza trying to get one for themselves, try to keep it close here so they don't widen this goal margin anymore. They're happy to keep it at 1, so that's pretty easy to claw back, but Junior now on the back wall. We'll see if he can follow up. He does, gets it past 1. Zeno now forced to play it back to his own corner. See if Junior can get another one on low boost, but Senza there to save it away.
I think they really need to find a way to keep Junior out of this as much as possible. Keep his touches limited, keep him in parts of the pitch where he can't make easy contact with the ball or relay to his teammates because his aerial control has been top-notch. His shot selection has been top-notch. There's another one! And he keeps coming in at these absurd angles that 1NE just can't do. Look at how this is volleyed off the wall to him. Takes out a defender. Another one goes in. TBH Zeno misses completely. Can't get his bumper on it. And now they're 2 down with 3 minutes left.
I mean, my goodness. These players have come out and shocked me very highly as Junior.
Are you kidding me?
Snags another one for him. Very eager to get this done in 3. Wow. I don't even have anything to say there. Just coming out ripping.
The synergy with King Savage is something to be beheld. Beheld, yeah, that's a word. Because you can just see how often he's playing off walls, finding weird angles for Junior to fly to. And here's Enigma setting up again, nice and long. Senza gets it this time. Right to King Savage, though. No one in net. Junior again. That's not even a hat trick. That's a hat trick and a little bit of a feather on the cap. 4-0, all from Junior. And we're not even 2 full minutes into this.
I mean, Junior.
We're actually just over 2 full minutes.
I mean, Junior's really coming out, showing himself, showing the reason why he's such a highly rated pick. Coming out here with the beautiful touches, angles, and more. It's family fun for everyone here at Funtown Splashtown. Zeno trying to make a little bit of a splash himself. Gets it out into the middle. Zenza now challenging, and Junior sends it back down the other way. See if Aizen gets a touch, but no. That's right to Junior, and Junior finds another one. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the match.
They are not really doing anything to get Junior out of this. They're not isolating him. They're not putting him in awkward positions where he can't get these kinds of touches. Junior is intercepting passes. He is demoing people. He's bumping them out of play. He is finding these awkward angles that his teammates set up for him. Zeno's waiting on the wall here. Enigma gets it. Look who it is again. Junior. Junior goes airborne. This time the ball is cleared away. King Savage circles back, rotates back. Enigma going for it. That's Junior again coming up. Az gets the shot. Triple commit. No one's there to follow up. Can Senza do something? Senza can! The first goal in entire minutes since 1NE last scored.
5 unanswered goals in about 3 minutes time gets them one more to the scoreboard. I don't know where this was in the prior 3 minutes of play, but man, 1NE turns around on that kickoff and finds their footing. Zeno now trying to find another one. They get it down in front of the net. Senza looks to try and get it on, but that's walked off to the side of the field, and that's going to be a very tough one for them to get back from. Senza now trying to keep control, trying to keep pressure. See what they can do. They get it down the field. Zeno now up in the air, challenging Junior early.
All right, Junior's going for it. He has an angle. Can he get this one through? This one as clears away. Savage stalking up the wall. So is Enigma. So is Junior, rather. Their cars look a little too similar at that angle. Zeno goes for it. He's stalking it. There's 2 defenders waiting for him to make the touch. All 3 cars near goal line. You're seeing much more defensive rotation from Hydra this game out as we approach a minute left. I have seen 4 goals in a minute. It feels like we saw that at the very beginning of this game just about. It was just over 2. Junior has an infield pass opportunity. Doesn't have anyone for that pass to go to. As reaches for it. He has a look. As gets the second goal.
You know, this is all but over right now. 1NE trying really, really hard to get something on the board here so that they can fight their way back. 1 minute left on the clock and 3 goals to get. It's not impossible, like I said, but it's going to be a very tall order as they get this kickoff going. Junior now on it almost immediately. Goes for the musty. Zeno there to challenge, though. King Savage rushing back. Trying to get there before Senza, but Senza gets it around 1, gets it in front of the net, and Zeno finds number 3.
This one is just off this awkward touch. Senza gets this off the ball, and look at King Enigma there. He tries to clear it away. He ends up pinching it back to his left. That is what directly creates that look for that shot. Nobody's expecting that to pinch off to the left.
Well, 48 seconds, and they're going to need much more than that. Unfortunately, 2 goals now stands between them and an overtime. That's high, but Aizen now there to follow up, and he gets it under the crossbar. 1 goal remaining.
This is a very interesting change in direction here. You see Enigma go for it, and look at this. Az is able to stay in contact with the ball. That's what causes that goal to go in. He stays in contact. He doesn't get bullied away from the shot. And the second touch from the car pushing the ball into him is what sends it in.
Seeing a couple people in the chat saying, uh-oh, Hydra park it, but unfortunately, I'm not sure they're going to be able to. 4 seconds now, and Zeno's on his own. 1v2, King Savage now trying to buy some time for his team. That gets that out in front of the net, and Senza now trying to put one off the crossbar. Now, Zeno trying to keep it in. Senza to the sidewall, low boost. He's going to try and get a pinch. Junior now with the full boost. He's going to try and defend here, but that's going to go middle. I'm not seeing much of a chance here. They're going to try and rush it to the corner, and no, unfortunately, they're not going to get it off the ground. Hydra will manage to take it here in 3. Holy cow.
That's got to hurt. If you're 1NE right there, you are literal seconds away from forcing an overtime, and the momentum just fades out like that, and you actually lose in a sweep to the number 13 team in the playoff race when you came into the week leading it, and that entire comeback just fizzles out at the last moment. I'm not trying to rub the dirt in anyone's face. I know how that must sting. I'm just talking about how much it must sting because I've been in that kind of place, and nobody expects to get swept that hard by a team that they were so justifiably confident they could take on.
Yeah, if we take a look at the scoreboard from that last match, Senza now coming out with 800 points. My goodness. Really mirroring Junior there at the top of the leaderboard there with 800 points as well. Both teams having their star player on the top of the leaderboard with a absolute astronomical amount of points, but unfortunately, only one team can win. It does look like Hydra were the better team today. Doesn't mean that they're the better team every day, but man, they really came out on top today for sure.
Incredible stuff, and I'm hearing from Mothership right now that we have Junior and Savage waiting for their interview after, frankly, playing out of their minds. We can get them in here and see what it must feel like Welcome in, everybody. Congratulations on what might be one of Champions League's biggest upsets of the season. How are you feeling tonight?
Pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah. Yeah, that's how you're
That's
feeling?
one way to put it. Yeah, hard to blame you for
Yeah.
that one.
Great.
100%, 100%. Well, I mean, definitely, going into this, do you guys have any, plans? I mean, you guys were definitely looked at as the underdogs going into this. Did you guys have any, strategy going into this that, maybe made it a little bit easier for you guys?
I mean, me and Enigma scrimmed together with Woke yesterday, and we were passing well. And then Savage got on like 10 minutes before we played a casual game, and we felt good together, so we just ran it with Savage. So yeah, that was the game plan, I suppose.
100%. I mean, you guys definitely managed to get Savage in there for quite a bit of the rotations. Definitely seemed like Savage, you're helping out on the back line quite a bit. Is that the game plan kind of going into it? Keep yourself in the back, kind of help clean up, and maybe play a little bit of a janitor role on this.
Yeah, kind of. Just be third, but also try to get in the second when I can, just play fast.
What was
Yeah.
what was the team feeling in that third game right at the end? Because one NE was putting on an incredible comeback, and you actually managed to stop it in the final seconds of the game. What was that whole stretch like for you guys in the, for lack of a better term, cockpit?
We just kind of almost threw. Stopped playing our game for 2 minutes and almost threw.
Kind of stepping
Yeah.
on each other's toes.
Do you
I
think it was
think we all
the
played pretty bad.
rotations? Was it the rotations breaking
probably.
down?
Probably.
Yeah.
And me trying to do stupid things, but yes.
Well, unfortunately, can't have them all, but you guys did manage to get it done in 3. So, congratulations to you guys. We do appreciate you guys for stopping in and playing a wonderful game of Rocket League with us tonight. For us tonight specifically. Kvox, did you have any other questions for him?
Oh, it's hard to argue with that. They just came in and played, and I'm very fascinated in what happened here, but sometimes the cookie just crumbles a certain way. That's Rocket League. Thank you very much for lending us some time, folks, and congratulations again on the win.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Have a
Thank
great
you.
night.